Visualization has been scientifically proven to work, and so many people around the world use visualization on a daily basis to attract certain experiences in their life, to attract a lover, to attract abundance, a job, even golden medals. And I trust that after watching this video, you're never going to want to go to bed before mentally rehearsing a fun experience in your life. Hello everyone, my name is Fleur. On my channel, I talk all about self-development, manifesting, life lessons, and in general knowledge to help you become the best version of yourself. Before diving deeply into creating our visualization and actually implementing it into our lives, let's talk a little bit about how powerful visualization actually is. So Neville Goddard always says imagination creates reality, right? But in order to actually prove that to his students, he made his students do a super fun experiment called the ladder experiment. And this experiment made the students every single night before going to bed for 3 days mentally rehearse the scene of climbing a ladder. They have to envision themselves climbing up that ladder, and what does that feel like? Where did they put their hands while climbing up that ladder? So they had to do that every single night before going to bed, because that's when your brain waves are slow and you're reaching your subconscious mind. You're reprogramming it. For the next 3 days, during the day, they had to say, I'm not climbing a ladder, which of course sounds very crazy, but the thing is they had to tell themselves that they were not climbing a ladder. They had to put it on their phone backdrop. They had to put a sticky note on the bathroom mirror, just looking at the words, I'm not climbing a ladder. And so after 3 days, all the students had to let go of the mental rehearsal. They had to let go of the visualization. And so what happened is, after those students let go of the visualization, within weeks or even days, all of those students encountered a real ladder in their life. They encountered the situation in their life where they had to climb a ladder. And that's why visualization is so powerful. You can tell your conscious mind, your awake mind during the day 1,000 times that you're not going to climb a ladder. But if you actually rehearse that vision in your mind subconsciously, you can say all you want to your conscious brain, but your subconscious mind is going to believe that it's actually true and it's actually already happening to you. And this shows us then that reprogramming your subconscious mind with a visualization is this powerful. These people were actually encountering a ladder in their real life after doing the mental rehearsal. And so that means then that our subconscious mind does not know the difference between something that is real in our life and something that we vividly imagine. It can't distinguish the difference. And so what happens then is our subconscious mind actually thinks that we have experienced the thing that we're visualizing in our mind. And so that changes your energy, that changes your frequency, which makes sure that you attract that situation, that thing that you want to have in your life. So now that we know how powerful visualization is, let's make a visualization scene together. So the first thing that you want to do before creating a visualization scene is getting very specific and clear on what you want. If you're being very vague, you're also going to get results which are a little bit vague. But if you know very well what you want, you're focused, you're clear, you are receiving results which are clear and focused, and it's going to be exactly the things that you have envisioned. For example, if you have a list of 25 things that you want to have in your life right now, let's say it's a phone, it's a specific car that you want to drive, and you want a specific apartment in your life, then the outcome is that you want to be abundant, right? You want to generate a certain amount of money in order to buy those things, to afford those things. So what you're going to focus on in your visualization is the outcome. You being a person that is generating a lot of money. So you're not thinking about all the different specific things that you want to have in your life. You're actually focusing on the end result. The version of you that is earning and generating a lot of money every single month in order to afford all those things that you want in your life. Or for example, if you want to have a specific job, You don't want to focus on the job application process, not the steps in between, but you want to focus on what it's like to look at your phone and see the email coming in saying you are hired. You want to focus on the end result. And the same goes for attracting a lover in your life. Envision yourself walking hand in hand with that person through your favorite city or wherever you want to go together with that person. That's the outcome, right? That's the result of having a loving partner relationship in your life. And so the second step that you want to do is creating a very loopable and short scene. You want to make this about like 10 to 30 seconds long so that you can envision that scene as many times as possible. And it's very easy for you to access that scene quickly and go to that feeling quickly. So for example, you can imagine yourself hugging your soulmate, or toasting champagne with your friend in your new apartment, or opening your phone and looking at your bank account and seeing a specific number that you want to be there. Or for example, you envision yourself being in the kitchen and all of a sudden the doorbell rings and you walk up to the front door and you can see that doorknob turn and you open the door and you see somebody standing there with the keys to your new home. This is a scene that you can loop over and over again. Or for example, you can envision yourself looking at your phone, being called by somebody unknown, and you pick up the phone and you're being told that you won the lottery. You can make it as creative and fun as you like. And so the third step then is engaging all your senses. We perceive reality with our senses. So you want to create that scene very highly detailed, as in, what am I hearing? What am I seeing? What am I smelling? How do I feel? Like, what am I touching? What am I experiencing? The more you engage all your senses, the more real the scene is going to feel like. And so the fourth step then is attaching the emotion that you would feel if that event happened in your life to the visualization. Because if you can feel joy, relief, gratitude, love, happiness during that scene, you're going to magnetize it to you. Emotions shift your energy, and if you can feel what it's like to live in the wish already fulfilled, envision yourself living as if you already have that thing that you want in your life, you're actually signaling to the subconscious mind that the event already happened. And what happens is your subconscious mind is running the show during the day. So your body actually thinks that you've already had that experience in your life. And all of a sudden you get that phone call, or you get that email, or you meet that person that you needed to meet in order for that wish to be fulfilled. It's so important to keep repeating and looping that visualization, because that's how you're going to reprogram your subconscious mind to think that the event already happened to you. And the more often that you do it, the quicker it's going to come into your life. If you make a clear scene, that is going to signal to your subconscious mind that this event happened in your life, and you're embodying that energy. And so what I love to do is visualize my scene right before bed and right when I wake up, because that's when our brain waves are still slow and we're reaching that subconscious mind very easily. That's when you're most suggestible to new information. And so this is the time that you want to prime your brain to think that this scene already happened in your life, because that is going to determine the energy that you're taking with you in your day. And I've said it before, but your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between the reality and the things that you imagine and the things that you keep repeating to yourself. So the more often you loop that scene in your head, the quicker your subconscious mind is going to think that this is real. So let's quickly address 4 things that you want to avoid while visualizing. And the first one is actually watching yourself in third person. That makes it feel like a dream and not actually like you are the person that is living in that visualization. You want to make it so real. You want to use all your senses and make it as real as possible, as if you are living in that moment. And so the second thing that you want to avoid is visualizing without feeling the emotions, because if you only visualize pictures, you're not not going to shift your energy, right? You're not going to shift your state of being. And that's what you want. You want to shift the energy inside of you as if the experience has already happened to you. And this will make sure that eventually you will take inspired action. And this might not be tomorrow, but if you have visualized that scene so often in your head, you're eventually becoming that person. You're becoming the person that already has that experience in your life. And so the third thing that you want to avoid while visualizing is getting up from your visualization and actually immediately doubting yourself. If you do that, you don't even give it a chance to integrate into your body. If you immediately go back to the person that is not living in the looped scene, you're not giving it a chance to actually integrate in your subconscious mind. So please linger in the feeling of that scene happening in your life, that event going on in your life. And the last thing that you want to avoid is visualizing 1,000 things at the same time. If you're focusing on so many things at the same time, you're going to split your energy in so many different versions of yourself that is going to dilute your frequency. That is not going to make sure that that one thing that you really want is going to show up in your life, because you're so busy thinking about all the other things as well. So you really want to have focus. Focus on that one thing that you want to have in your life. And that's going to majorly help that frequency being the one that you're embodying with your whole body. So before ending this video, I would love to challenge you to start creating a visualization scene in your head and loop the scene over and over right before you go to bed and right when you wake up in the morning. And I would absolutely love to know if you do so. So leave a comment down below. I would love to support you. I hope this video inspired you in any way. I'm sending you so much love and see you in the next video.